What's happening, guys? This is Fallen from OTB coming back at you in 2021. Confirmed not a better year so far than 2020, I must admit. Anyways, we do have some interesting things going on in this game as new strats are popping up all over the place. We have the old and the new. It almost seems like everything works just as much as nothing works. Anyways, we're going to start jumping into some attacks here to see what we've been up to. We've been hitting hard and also getting hit hard. 50-man wars constantly. This is really cool to see a constant, never-ending war. We did do a 40 that we're going to refer back to here. Just a couple hits from this war. What I had to do is, this looked like a better one of the two that I was going to roll with. So we'll start with this. This is the Super Witch Smash attack. So bases like this where you know you can get a nice entry into that TH without having to deal with too many defenses. And the coolest thing, this is why I'm showcasing these attacks, is to show what works and what really doesn't. The greatest thing is these style attacks you can custom make to fit exactly what you want to use with them. So you're going to start out with a Warden. If you're facing a single target Inferno in front of you, you can decide to Zap Quake it, get it out of the way, and that helps easier transition into guiding through the rest of the base. You're going to want to start your king up there on the top each time through an extra whiz up there just to assist as we are pushing forward. This is very slow. This is a very slow start, and you need to be able to move pretty quickly in a strat like this. So as soon as Warden starts walking over that way, I thought I was going to be able to catch him with those with the healers. Instead, they stuck onto the king for a little bit. That's okay though, even though one died. They got fixed. They caught back up to the main force here. So we got, you can rock with 4 or 5 of those Super Witches. Either way is good. You can bring a poison. You don't have to bring a poison on a strat like this. It's okay. But when you do the 2-2-2, as I call it, 2 rage, 2 jump, 2 freeze, you can bring a rage along, or a, whatchamacallit, a poison along with it. Oh boy, it's a long day at work. I should have done this earlier. Anyways, the goal is get that rage over that first TH, and then we want to get that second rage in the core of the base. So hopefully those healers catch up. And this is a very slow strat, as we said. The greatest thing about this is I don't rely on a troop any more than these Super Witches to be able to tank in the middle. And that's exactly why I hit this base, is because I knew those witches could tank both sides of Infernos easily. And they really are. Without any problems at all. They can take point defenses, multiple Infernos at one time. We run with there we go. We run with a late clan castle coming in with just some outside troops, or you could use hogs. Either one works. And as long as your queen pushes somewhere useful, typically the king will die early. Any type of CC troops, I mean, they're just going to die and pick out what they can on their way down. And it just turns into there are 2 Super Witches alive. Super Witches usually go through 2 cycles of big boys, as they call them, which is the most ridiculous name. But they'll pump out one at the beginning, and typically in the core of the base, they'll pump out the second. And they tank more than almost anything. They have more HP than a ice golem. They're really, really responsive under healers. They really, really do well. So that was cool. That was fun. Jumping down to 23. My apologies for the low guys in this. As you know, I typically tend to go with max bases, or as close as possible to max bases. So not to say your attack doesn't deserve it, but we're typically going with the max bases in this in these videos. Here's Ziga. He's got a really cool hybrid. This is still very, very, very useful and usable in this sense. Starting out with those loons on both sides with baby dragons there to kill off the outer outer rims here. This is what makes me mad with these bases. I absolutely hate this, but the queen never goes where you want her. I mean, is that not just the obvious thing? Always jumps around, goes back and forth, takes out that defense that would lead in toward the town hall. Fortunately, though, we are going to still be able to get in there, even though it's a little bit messy. We do have one more wall breaker as well that's going to finally do the trick, I believe, here. So here we've got a queen that's going around, and this is where Zigga decided to change up his plan. I'm going to bet money on the fact that he had a different plan. He was probably going to want to come in on one of those sides. Instead, had to kind of force a deployment to send right up the middle, nearly. And so here we come, right up the middle. Great placement with that. Queen is doing her own thing over on the side, which is great, because the queen ends up staying alive here long enough to kill those very important defenses on the outside. You find these attacks are going to work when queen is alive. Now she's dead, but long enough to be able to get those things, get those hogs and everything in the core. And then everything just kind of spreads out perfectly. The hogs are going to each side. The miners are just really good. You kind of can't see them most of the attack, but they're doing so much work. A lot of them are either in the core on the bottom there, or working their way around the outside. And everything is just so evenly distributed. It's really nice. This attack has been so popular, and it still is to the right person. I don't know why. It's just some people are just better at different things. Those healers are assisting in those miners right now, which is really cool as well. And at this point, there's no chance to stop that. Those miners do not take a lot of damage at first. So as long as they're not running out of time, their really splash damage is about the only thing that's going to kill them. Scatters are the biggest threat to them, as always. But things like multi-infernos can be healed over. Single infernos, they just overwhelm. So this goes both ways to be able to effectively get through. And as I'm doing this, I'm reading a work message that came in. Good, I'm not in trouble. Okay. So, yeah, very, very good attack there by Zigga. He has a great hybrid setup to go with. This video, guys, keep in mind, this is just kind of like a for fun video. I'm not going at it too hard here. I have my basic notes down, and that's about it. So we'll go to the most recent war here, where we did much, much better. 50-man war. As I said, we're doing these 50-man wars quite often, and it's very good to see, because it's a great test on the bases. We get multiple bases that are hit multiple times throughout a war, and we get the opportunity to, to give everyone a shot and put in their collective effort onto killing these bases, which we've been doing good. Usually been getting about 30 triples, which we're working on. So, number 1 on here, Thor. Okay, so anyone who was here during the war saw this. It was previously hit by someone before, and because there was just some things that just were slightly off as far as the angle that we were hoping to come in at. So here he's going to Zap Quake, that major value over there, getting that Eagle and Scatter. And here you're going to see that he does a full spread compared to a little bit lesser of a spread last time. And then the way that he places his log launcher is going to be key right here. So he comes in much lower compared to the last one. And this log launcher is going across both that Inferno and the Scatter. And you can literally credit both of those kills to that log launcher. That is phenomenal. A lot of CC troops coming out right there. Poison goes over, was going over the Queen. And then here's where the magic happens, is there's just so much overwhelming to be done with these troops. The witches are working around the outside. That's where the magic happens on an attack like this. He's trying to hurry up that champion. Just the right amount of troops get to the core right there to knock that out. And here's what you look for at this point in the attack. This is when, if they don't go outside, you see them fizzle out much quicker in this style of an attack. If witches are around the outside, this is where they go the distance. So it's a very good way to keep track of your success, is if they are able to make it past those defenses. A lot of the time, timing is going to be the biggest issue. And sure enough, they work their way through. Very easy going. We are going to move forward on this here a bit faster. There we go. That multi-inferno was a little bit funky, but this is what the warden is actually pretty good for, is sniping things like this. As long as he stays alive, I think it's really important that that he stays up for a good portion of the attack, if not the whole thing. Beautiful troop comp right there. Okay, next down to number 4, Mighty Beffers. Beffers has been doing some great attacks as well. Here we go with another hybrid. Oops, we got pings going for the space game. Keep in mind, you see a lot of these bases now with a lot of openings. Openings are still popular, however, people are finding ways to abuse them, so we've been trying to shy away from those opening style bases. Here we've got really nice Queen Walk started. She takes out this department or compartment, and you will see her walking to the right then, which is really good because then we get rid of those heroes. We get rid of any type of that warden, everything over there that's going to be doing some sniping of defenses. All it takes is time. So you have to be able to plan your attack around the time that it's going to take for Queen to get in there and get her job done for the attack to work. And that can be an issue for a lot of people. Which is why cleanup troops are important, and then angle is very important as well. So we started a couple hogs right there to either assist or to try and pick up the CC, which unfortunately, I guess a little bit of help from damage on the hogs, but the CC did finally come out here at a later time, and those poor healers decided to be chosen and targeted there as the Queen needed to use her ability. Was this the one? This was the one, I believe, where I thought the Queen was going to stay alive longer. But this is really cool because watch, at one point of this attack, the Queen is tanking all 4 Expos, and I think that that's phenomenal. Because it's allowing that time for these hogs and the miners to come in and do what they need. We have the King starter on the outside. Here comes the blimp going for the town hall. It's really good to not have to force those troops on top of the TH. Because hogs will die 100% of the time, and sometimes miners get caught in it too and or slowed. So the Queen is there tanking everything, which allowed way more than enough time needed to get in there and really do all that work in the core. Meanwhile, the healers are kind of null and void at this point, doing a little bit of work to keep up those miners. Things are working very slowly around there at the bottom. That single target Inferno is going to stay up, but the King is going to come back around and deal with it. And this is looking good. You never know at this point when there are those scatter shots up. They can, decide to target that group, and then you got some issues. But in this case, it's always nice to see how the miners kind of duck under those scatters and things like that. So, this is wonderful. Another great attack here by Beffers, doing a great job with this style of attack. And this is just working right now still. It's good to see. And it's really working on like every base. What do we got here? Number 11. Yeah, DP. Also doing a great work with the witches. Seems like the super giant witch combo is great. He switched over to do a regular wall wrecker to be able to do a little bit more tanking and hopefully make it up to the TH through this. So check this out. We have got it's going busy. There's a lot of fighting going on in my space game. Huge value here from the Zapquake. Keep that up. I love how he very delicately and gently places those to assure they go in the right spot. I could learn a thing or two from that. You'll notice when he does drop those super giants down toward the bottom, he drops just enough to be able to be tanking those infernos. We all know that witches do not survive very long under those. So, does get a little bit hung up on the bottom there, but that's the price you gotta pay with those outside infernos. And with an attack like this, that is a price you must pay. So, excuse me, we have things moving in here, trying to cut up the middle, using Warden ability nice and early, just to make sure that we can get those witches' skeletons pumping, because they can die pretty quickly under those multi-infernos. You'll notice that there on the back side is just one single target Inferno. That is great. That's going to be there to be overwhelmed, basically, by the amount of troops that are coming in here. And look at this. We have an outside push. Once again, is literally laying the success of the attack on the outside. Doesn't need to be much, but as long as you got enough out there to just tank, kind of slow roast your way through. All the right things come through. I believe that Town Hall survives until the Queen gets there. They're so tanky against the witches. That's just crazy to see. Neither here nor there. The Queen does get it done with one shot and lays across the rest of the top there. And just a few of those defenses are left. So this is easy town. We have a king who's still surviving and a freeze that is on standby just in case someone needs an ice rink to skate in. Very good job there by DP. Still keeping it going with the witches. Great witch attacks coming from DP. So we are learning a lot. Still going. We got 3 more, so I'm trying to get my way through this. Oh, Mr. King Raja, our new guy, joining up with us. He has a very interesting style of an attack. It's kind of like a Witch Bowler Smash style of attack. And I don't know if he's trying to do this. I assume he is, but he's been electing to have the Queen walk around the outside on these style of attacks. He likes to hit bases similar to this. And then basically those ice golems are doing all the tanking while the witches are getting in there, instead of most smash attacks that are going to have healers meet up with that. So in this case, he's buying some time and freezing that single Inferno, hoping for those troops to catch up so he doesn't lock back onto Queen, which happened. That's good. And look at all that freezing. That whole base is frozen and buying so much time under a rage. That's good, and we have a lot of rages here, as you can see. Queen is pushing around the bottom to take care of all those single target and point defenses there, while the witches and bowlers are just running crazy around this base. Once again, you notice witches are pushing top as well, while breaking in the bottom right there to make sure Queen is able to get in and also kill the hero. And some thicker things there up top. It's going to be a little bit tougher to kill those without any spells or heroes up there to tank. So they'll fizzle out up there, but they will be able to get done some good damage. I think it's always crucial to get the Warden Tower out. I don't know if people always put that so highly as an important kill to get, but I always really look at that because it is buffing that area too, and always good to, can buff the troops and everything as well. So good to have a plan for that. And then for me, these style bases suck for me because I always end up having the hero that those single targets lock onto, and it's frankly super annoying. I don't have enough of a plan for them, and they usually end up killing my champion or something like that. Here, no problem. Still have a couple witches alive. Still have basically a good horde of bowlers that are more than enough to get the job done. And a wonderful job there by Raja. Still getting some work done. He's had very similar attacks to this that have really been working. I think that's everything, is finding those strategies where you're getting at least one of your attacks in war is a triple. I think that's really important to... it's a good goal to live by. Whether or not you do decide to change up your strat. I'm jumping down all the way to 26. 26 Ricky. Welcome back, sir. He's been gone forever. A great old member of the clan. Awesome to have him back. Have remained in contact with him over the years here and there. And he is just, he's basically hit me up and he's like, hey, I'm ready to come back, but I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, dude, figure, you got this. You can figure this out. He just started doing this attack after a little bit of practice. So he's still, he's still learning and already crushing bases at this level. So that's really good to see as well. And there we go. We have those up there. That queen, it's always such an annoying path for the queen to go, because you never know if she's going to walk along that ledge or if she's going to go where you need her to go. And here, of course, now she's kind of going to be coming in at an awkward angle to be handled with Gonna have to use that ability there because queens are ruthless. So here we have an interesting scenario where there are two major defenses nearby. We got to get that eagle down, got to get that CC first. He does still have one rage, and he's going to be able to keep that alive for a long time. That is really nice to see. Has to deal with that as he's under heavy pressure right there. But he is going to be able to get that eagle down. Finally, the eagle activates just in time to die. Now, keep in mind, this is buying time for these other troops to get to where we need. And so here he's going to just be kind of slow roasting his way through and see if we can get that kill on that champ. It's always a close one, depending on who gets the first hit. Beautiful. So we sent everything in the middle there, and he's got a lot of hawks that are flying, but that king has set the path. And look at it's like all those wizards are alive from that clan castle as well, so that's kind of cool to see. Boom, ability, he's going to be able to push those hogs in farther, and all we have at this point that is concerning of any level, which is really concerning, is that scatter shot. That literally like one-shot those healers right there. But look how many hog dogs we got here. That's a lot. That bomb does blow up, get them kind of low of health, but look at that. It's just a single target inferno that's over here, and a swarm of everything else following behind. The barbs and the wizards don't care about anything right now. They're just here to do the damage. And beautiful. That's easy. It's done. It's a dead base. God, that's so many wizards. Mine always come out and they go into a defense and they're just like one by one just run into a slaughterhouse. Okay. Last one here. Pardon me, I'm sorry. I'm viewing a thing for work that is time sensitive in the next 3 minutes of my recording of this video. Okay. So, the last attack, what did I even do? I just wrote down a number and I didn't even... Cloud. Oh, I remember this. I know what we're doing here. Let's play the cloud attack. I thought this was cool because how many times do we see a base like this? This is absolutely ridiculous. And this is a funny... Oh, boy. Okay, there we go. This is an attack. Holy crap, I'm embarrassed. Sorry about that. We've got a really cool idea right here, and we have a troop comp that's going to be bulky enough to get you through a good portion of this base. The goal right here is, what I'm thinking, is he's trying to get to the town hall. I figure if he can get to the town hall with this troop comp, first of all, those E-dregs are getting a monster value. And things are pushing forward, and he's got the bats on the back end. People need to remember to utilize these bats. There's so many bases that you see that there's just things over. Whoa, okay. There we go. There are things that are going to be able to just walk around the outside. Granted, those... it can be a little bit awkward sometime with those wizard towers, but with all the other things, look at that. He's made it right to that town hall area right now. Still some heavy troops to tank. Meanwhile, we've got loons on the back end that are there to protect against, traps or defenses, and they really rip apart. If you can keep a good portion of those bats alive, you can do so much damage. And the greatest thing is he's got a plan all the time. He has a great plan for how to take out these back defenses that are going to stop them. For me, that's a problem that I have, is I use them, they kill 4 defenses, and all of a sudden they get stuck on something, and then there's like a whiz tower right there that's just like going to town, trying to launch everything at it. That was all I had, but we all know what I do. We know what I do, and that is always trying to find something here. So I'm going to use Cam as an example here. So we're going to check this out. This is a non-max attack from one of our lowest guys. He's a TH12. Let's see how he gets it done right here. We don't know if it's going to be ugly or pretty. We're just going for it. So he's going to try and trade his hero down there. which is a smart decision. At this level of TH12s, you really get a lot of value from heroes. So if you can get a hero and maybe some type of a great defense down, that's going to be a lot that you're able to do. So here we go. We got that E-Drag that's pushing forward, just very slowly being tapped on by this Warden. We're going to start that walk down to the bottom here. We've got just one jump, but we do have a cart, so that jump's going to get us, I'm sure, probably to that back half with either the Eagle or the Inferno Towers, and then we're just going to smash all the troops forward right here. So here we go. And as he's moving up, easily able to pick off that. Boom. Inferno down. We have all those troops under that poison. That things are looking really good here right now. And Warden ability now. There it is. That's right. There's not even an explosion in the middle. So this is good. This is good. And here we go. Here's where we bust out that jump. And, ooh, a heal. Yes, indeed. A heal has gone down. Is going to be able to cover. There's a P.E.K.K.A going around the outside right there. Everything else seems to be in a ball just on top of each other there to just destroy. It's on a wrecking mission. Those Yetis are in there to kill that. I mean, it's I don't know what's going on here other than just complete destruction. So thank you, Cam, for that. That was an awesome awesome TH12 hit. Good strategy. It still takes a plan. I got a mini too that could barely do anything, so it's good to see. Wonderful job, guys. I'm proud of everyone on their efforts of getting better. It's fun to do these 50-man wars. It's a little bit of a rush for all of us because we're nobody's sitting really at all, so we're just kind of trying this out and enjoying it for the first time in this game, really, with constant 50-man wars. So we'll come at you with some more action soon. Enjoy, everyone. Let's see some new strats. I will make a new video with new strats. Alright, thanks for tuning in, everyone, and whoa, and this is Fallen from OTB, signing off.